You lie awake in your dark bedroom staring at the ceiling while the digital clock glows bright red at 3 a.m. Your mind races through an embarrassing mistake you made at work 3 years ago. You replay the entire conversation over and over, searching for hidden clues and different outcomes. This exhausting mental loop is a common trap that keeps millions of people awake every single night. Here is what is actually happening inside your brain when you fall down this rabbit hole. Your brain evolved to keep you safe by predicting future threats before they actually happen. Ancient humans survived predators by constantly scanning the horizon and analyzing every tiny rustle in the bushes. Back then, overthinking meant the difference between life and death in a harsh and unforgiving wilderness. Today, there are no saber-toothed tigers hiding in the brush, but our brains still treat modern stress the same way. Instead of physical threats, your modern brain faces endless abstract problems with no clear physical resolution. When an unresolved problem appears, your brain refuses to let go because it desperately wants closure. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect, where unfinished tasks stick in your memory much longer than finished ones. Because work never truly ends, your brain keeps working long after you clock out for the day. This creates a vicious feedback loop where thinking about a problem makes you feel like you are actually solving it. Your mind tricks you into believing that more thought equals a better solution to your worries. But past a certain point, extra rumination stops being productive and becomes a trap of paralysis. You end up analyzing every single variable until you are completely overwhelmed and utterly exhausted. Social media and endless notifications constantly feed your brain new material to obsess over. Every swipe and scroll gives your mind another tiny puzzle to chew on without any resolution. By the time you finally try to sleep, your nervous system is too wired to switch off. The quiet darkness of the night strips away all distractions and leaves you alone with your thoughts. Without daytime tasks to distract you, your brain turns its analytical spotlight inward onto yourself. Every past mistake and future worry rushes in to fill the empty, quiet space. One single negative thought ripples outward and quickly drags down your entire mood. Your thoughts accelerate down dark mental highways that lead to nowhere useful at all. You desperately want to turn your brain off, but the harder you try, the louder it gets. Trying to force yourself to stop thinking usually has the exact opposite effect. Psychologists call this the ironic process theory, where suppressing a thought makes it bounce back stronger. The more you tell yourself not to worry about something, the more prominent it becomes. So how do you break this exhausting cycle of late-night mental loops? One effective strategy is a brain dump, where you write down every single worry on paper. Getting thoughts out of your head and onto physical paper signals to your brain that the problem is stored. Once your brain realizes the information is safe, it finally releases its tight grip on the issue. Another powerful tool is physical grounding to pull your awareness back into the present moment. Focusing on physical sensations like warmth or texture interrupts the runaway train of abstract thoughts. Your senses live entirely in the present, while your overthinking always lives in the future or past. A sudden shift in temperature can instantly snap your nervous system out of a stress loop. Stepping away from screens gives your overactive mind the quiet space it desperately needs to settle. Mindfulness does not mean stopping your thoughts completely, but rather learning not to chase every single one. You watch your thoughts pass by like clouds in the sky without grabbing onto them. You realize that thoughts are just mental events and not absolute facts about your reality. Giving your mind a dedicated time to worry earlier in the day stops it from ambushing your sleep. When you understand why your brain does this, you can stop fighting it and start managing it. The next time your mind starts racing at night, remember that your brain is just trying to protect you. You gently acknowledge the thought and let it drift away instead of diving down the rabbit hole. Breaking the loop starts with a simple choice to step out of your head and back into the room. The exhaustion of overthinking fades the moment you bring your focus back to the present. You realize you have the power to step off the mental treadmill whenever you choose to. Peace is not the absence of problems, but the quiet acceptance of the present moment. Your mind can finally rest because it knows you have handled everything you need to handle for today. You walk into your day with a clear head, knowing that your thoughts do not control you. Every new day is a fresh opportunity to practice noticing your thoughts without getting swept away by them. The dark trap of overthinking loses its power the moment you shine the light of awareness on it. You leave the midnight worries behind and step forward into a calm and centered state of mind. Remember that you are not your thoughts, you are simply the observer watching them pass by. Clarity always returns when you stop fighting your mind and simply let the water settle. Nature reminds us that stillness is powerful and healing after a long and noisy night. The endless mental chatter slows down the moment you give your attention to something simple and real. You reclaim your peace of mind one quiet breath and one intentional moment at a time. Tonight, when your head hits the pillow, you can finally rest easy knowing you are in control.